I had a stroke. He's never let me forget that. And I might miss some words during this debate, mush two words together, but it knocked me down, but I'm going to keep coming back up.
It knocked me down, but I'm going to keep coming back up. I had a stroke, and he won't let me forget it. Amen, Lieutenant Governor. He won't let you forget it, and neither will the GOP, because they're using it as a vicious attack against you. But the people of your great state, you have served them well, and they know. You know what you're dealing with, and they know who you are as well. So Fetterman deserves our respect. There's an editorial that came out recently, not our ridicule. The Democratic nominee could become a role model in helping the nation better understand that a person's struggles can also be their source of strength. That is coming from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Right on, Philadelphia Inquirer. Support your, do that. That's beautiful that you did that. So indeed, that is a reminder that health setbacks don't have to stop people forever. Many folks on a regular basis have health setbacks. It's part of being human. So whether it's having a stroke or having a heart attack or being in a wheelchair or you lost your hearing or your sight, or you have some other conditions that people cannot necessarily see. Are we gonna just shut folks down for being human and say to them they cannot explore their dreams and their hopes? Hell no, we're not doing that. So big ups to the Inquirer for this. So John Fetterman got on the stage despite his challenges. He did get on that stage and he did that. I watched that debate. He was handling things. The debate format also worked against him though. We must acknowledge that. And I'm so glad that the editorial board, the Philadelphia Inquirer, isn't acknowledging that. The questions came rapid fire, and the time allotted to respond was tightly controlled. While the moderators did a good job of enforcing those time limits, Fetterman should have been allowed an additional time to read the questions before the clock started running. That is absolutely right, Philadelphia Inquirer. It is called an accommodation. And he should have been given accommodation. The moderators were so focused on controlling it that they lacked the sensitivity about what was happening in the room in that moment. And they never adjust throughout the entire hour. They never made an adjustment. No light bulbs went off in their head to say, hey, wait a minute, we need to kind of do this a different way. So unfortunately, there are some evil people in the world. We know there's good, there's evil, who resorted to making some very disgusting comments about what the lieutenant governor is dealing with. It's really ableist language. So here's a tweet from Pennsylvania gubernatorial candidate Doug Mastriano, his senior legal advisor, Jenna Ellis. So let us remind you that these women are not above playing dirty. What is the faint robotic noise in the background of the Oz-Fetterman debate? Is Fetterman literally a robot at this point? What in the unholy hell, Ray?
That is disgusting, but it won't surprise anyone to hear that Tucker Carlson also made the same point on his show. He did 20 minutes before even this debate happened, talking about how because Fetterman uses an accommodation, you don't know where the machine ends and the man begins. But what we do, first of all, having someone transcribe what's being said out loud is not feeding him answers. He's reading the questions, and everyone is owed an accommodation if they have a disability. I work in disability rights law. Big part of my job is helping disabled people get accommodations. And I do have a lot of clients who are recovering from strokes. And something that they often tell me is they think that because I do a lot of housing cases, their landlords think they're stupid. They think they don't understand that they're trying to take advantage of them. But that's just because someone has an issue with auditory processing, or some lingering speech issues, doesn't mean they don't fully understand what's happening. Just because you can't necessarily, quickly articulate what what you're thinking, doesn't mean that you're not able to think it. And a debate format where Dr. Oz gets to go on there and just be a sleazy, slimy politician, lie, and then make a full minute of points where he's attacking Fetterman, and then they say, you have 15 seconds, but he's only got 10 because he has to finish reading the monitor.
That's right. That's
a ridiculous format, and criticizing the format, I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, it's not ableism to say he was doing poorly, but he was set up in a situation that he could never, come across as, Dr. Oz, who's been on TV his whole career, is going to look as good and as polished in. And it was really in the questions they were asking, saying, can you handle the job, despite the fact his doctor said he can handle the job of being a senator? All these things coming together, it was, it was stacked against him.
It really was. That environment was very much primed for Dr. Oz with his slick self, and at the disadvantage of the lieutenant governor and his team, put it out there that even before the stroke, that definitely was not John Fetterman's environment even before the stroke. And so especially so after the stroke. So Jenna, no, he's not a robot. He is a human being dealing with some very real challenges and staying out there despite those challenges. And you know what? The joke is on Jenna and on Dr. Oz. Let's put up this headline. Fetterman raised $2 million in less than 24 hours after Oz debate abortion comments. $2 million, yes, the man did. So somebody believes. Whole bunch of folks are believers in this man's ability. And Ray, you made me think, my grandfather, my maternal grandfather had a stroke. And yeah, he didn't lose who he was and his intelligence. He just had to flow, and he had it, early, later in life, but he just flowed a little differently. His rhythm was just a little different, that's all. But he was sharp as a tack. And so for people to come out against folks like John Fetterman and others, it really is, it's a sad day. And it is my hope that what has happened to the lieutenant governor will continue, as the Philadelphia Inquirer laid out, that it will continue to shine a light on the needs of our elderly, abled or disabled sisters and brothers, family and friends. Let's play an important reminder from former Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Puto.
A lot of us have had loved ones who've had strokes. I had the experience with my mom when she was 89. And you know that the process that you go through after a stroke, because she couldn't even clench her hand when asked to do so. And she came back.
Right.
John's a young guy in his 50s. John's gonna get better. Dr. Oz is not.
There it is. John will get better. Dr. Oz will not. You better say that, Mayor. That is the absolute truth. He will not get better, but John absolutely will. So you keep on keeping on, Lieutenant Governor. We are rooting for you and your state. They know exactly who they have. They have a champion, somebody that is going to fight for the workaday people in his state and also in this nation. We sending you love.